They call Atlanta. Southside shows for a couple dollars, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. It's your oops. See, Ryan, I told you. Maloney's Money Line on the Brew Party podcast. This is episode 94 of the Brew Party. This is week 17 of Maloney's Money Line, season 2 on the Brew Party. I'm joined, as always, by my good friend. It is Ryan Maloney. Mr. Maloney, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty swell. I think I was 4-4 last week, so could be better, but it's what the future is all about. So ready for this week.
Yeah, absolutely. So we both were scorching hot, coming off for our Christmas picks. Of course, when we didn't do the show, our New Year's picks didn't really go the same. Ryan finishes last week at 4-4. We had a couple picks that missed by like half a point or like by a point. I finished at 2-5-1, so not great. Not great. I'll admit that. Hand up, Ryan. So yeah, we're looking to bounce back this week and do better for sure. I mean, speaking of our records, something we didn't do last week was really dive into them because we were doing a quick show on New Year's Eve. It was technically the last Maloney's Money Line of 2021, but the picks were for 2022. Big old clusty fuck, huh? But that's usually how it is around these parts. So anyway, let's dive into the records. So overall, we are 139, 122, and 3 for season 2. It's hitting at 53%. Not too shabby. Ryan is now your leader in the clubhouse at 70, 61, and 1. I sit at 69, 61, and 2. So that push last week and my 2 and 5. Other than that, really didn't help me out. Ryan has taken the lead for season 2. If we look a little bit deeper into our records, like we like to do, we say it on the show almost every week. If Ryan gives out an under, just fucking take it. Take the under. He's 11-5 so far this year when picking his unders. If you look at some of his other records, his favorites is exactly the opposites. 5-11 there. He's 10-6 when picking underdogs. His overs are 9-6-1. Unders 11-5. Locks are 10-6 as well. His general picks, so the 3 general picks we give out, besides our over/under favorite, lock, all that good stuff, are 25-27. He has been amazing when picking NFL so far this year. He is at 59-43. That's right, 16 games over 500 in picking NFL. He gave up college football because he was 7-17-1 on the year, and that worked out a little bit better for him. 3-1 in the UFC, and he is 70-61-1 on the year. My best category, or my favorites on the year so far, are 11-5. If we look at some of my other stats, my underdogs are 9-7. My overs and my unders are both 6-9-1. Nice. Locks are 9-7. My others are 28-24. NFL, I'm 45-41-2. College football, I'm 24-19. And I'm 69-61-2 on the year. Looking for another big week. Like I said, 2-5-1 for me last week, 4-4 for Ryan. So those are the records. We're still 53%. That is good as far as gambling goes for sure. Ryan has been really impressive in the NFL. I actually was okay in college football on the show this year. I've got my first college basketball pick of the year, which I was notoriously bad at last year on the show. I think I was 2-13. So tail at your own risk for this one, but I love this pick. So real quick. Sorry, I had to take a drink of water. Hydration's important, Ryan. You know that. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into our picks. Maloney's money line on the Brew Party podcast, week number 17. Find us wherever you get your podcasts: Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, or just go to www.thebrewparty.com. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, maybe leave us a rating, leave us a review. Tell us what you think about the podcast. So here we go, Ryan. Kick us off. Your favorite of the week for week 17 of Maloney's money line.
All right, my favorite. I'm going to go with the Saints -3.5 at Atlanta. The only reason I'm picking this game is because Atlanta is 0-6 against the spread at home this year. They had that one London game. Otherwise, it'd probably be 0-7. But I'm going to just follow this trend into the final week of the season and hope they go 0-7 at home against the spread. So
look at you pulling out a stat like that. I love that. I love that.
Saw it on Twitter and I had to take it.
Also, the Saints are still technically alive for the playoffs. They're not eliminated. They need this game, and I think a couple other things to happen to get in. So they are actually going to be playing their starters. I love this pick as well. It's going to be on my card a little bit later. Not right now, though. My first pick of the week is Michigan State -1 at Michigan -109. Michigan sucks. All this hype on them all year so far. At the beginning of the year, they were ranked third. I think they now sit at 7-6. Hold on, let me double check that. But it's just they've been underperforming all year. They are currently 7-6. Yes, I'm right. I need to trust myself sometimes, Ryan, huh? So they're 1-2 in the Big Ten. Michigan State comes into this game ranked 10th in the country. They're 13-2 and 4-0 in conference play. I love the fucking Spartans in this spot. This is a classic rivalry. We know how these games go down. They usually are pretty close. If you would rather just take the money line, which I might end up doing, last I saw it was at -115. But Michigan is 4-2 at home. Michigan State is 3-0 on the road. They're riding an 8-game winning streak. Michigan's lost their last 2. I like this spot for Michigan State. I think they roll Michigan. I have no faith in the Wolverines at all this year. So give me the Spartans -1 over the Michigan Wolverines. That is tomorrow, I believe, at 1:30. So tomorrow, Saturday at 1:30 p.m. We go now to our Scooby-Doo underdog of the week. Ryan, it's your favorite pick. We know that. How about you hit us with it?
All right, I'm going to go with Bama money line versus Georgia at +115. I just kind of like the value of the positive there, and I mean it's really anybody's game. These are definitely the two best teams in the country. And I wanted to make a pick for this game, obviously the national championship, and I want to finish the year with a college football victory. So I'm going to ride with Bama, and I'm going to take the money line. I think the actual line is at +2.5 now. It was at +3 earlier, but I just really like the +115 on the money line for Bama.
Yeah, it is hard not to see a Nick Saban team and that is an underdog and not jump all over it. I'm going to be rooting. Well, now you have me having to root for Alabama because I was kind of wanting to pick Georgia. I don't have it on the card. I think I'm just going to take the over. I think the over is at like 52.5. Just root for points. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But now if you're on the fucking Tide, god damn it. Gonna make me think about some things. So we'll move on to my underdog for this week, and I'm taking a page out of Mr. Maloney's book, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking the Miami Dolphins +6, fins up. I believe Tua is 8-0 this season against quarterbacks with an O in their name. And just so happens that the New England Patriots starting quarterback is Mac Jones, and there's an O. So I'm riding that. I think the Dolphins, I think they're eliminated, but I don't think New England's already clinched a playoff spot, so I don't really think they're playing for anything this week. So I'm taking the Dolphins +6. If we're looking at these teams' records against the spread so far this year, New England is 10-6 against the spread. That's tied for second best in the NFL. So I don't love that. We know that the Dolphins were our spread darlings last year. Ryan betting on them like the last half of the season. It felt like, and then Miami is 8-7-1 against the spread. So not terrible, but definitely not 10-6. I don't know. I just kind of like the Dolphins in this spot. There weren't a lot of underdogs that I'm particularly fond of this week. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, the board in general is just not great. So
it's just when you don't love the board, you got to make the board love you. Brian McCardle, thank you, my friend, from the stands sports. Check out our game day, our national championship preview we just recorded today. I believe it is out. If it's not out, it'll be out soon. It says come to the dark side, Andy, the dogs, even though you picked Alabama on the show, Brian. So I mean, that's I don't know how you can tell me to come to the dark side. Maybe he's saying no, he's saying come to the dark side because he picked Alabama. Now I know what he's saying. Okay, I got you. Anyway, let's go to the overs. Let's go. Jesus, I'm all out of whack here. What's your over?
I'm going to stay in the national championship game. I'm going to go with Bama, Georgia over 52.5. I mean, I just think this is a fun over. We obviously know how good Georgia's defense is, but Bama's a lot better of a team than Michigan, in my opinion. I think there should be a lot of points, and I just kind of want to root for a lot of points because nobody wants to watch a national championship where the under hits. So give me all those touchdowns.
Exactly. For how shitty the semifinal games were, we need a good championship game. I'm definitely riding with you on this one. I will be taking the over as well. But my over for this week is to the NFL. I'm taking Buffalo and the Jets over 41. It doesn't feel like a lot of points. I know Buffalo's favored by like 16 in this game, but the Jets overs in Jets games this year are 10-6, and they're 8-8 in Buffalo games. So obviously the 8-8, it really doesn't matter. So exactly even so far, but I do like that the Jets games have been trending over so far on the year, and 41 just doesn't seem like a lot of points. So I am taking the over here. So over 41, Ryan's taking the over 52.5 in the national championship game. We now move on to our unders of the week. Life's too short to bet the under, but we do it once a week anyway. Ryan, what is your under this week?
All right, I am going to go with the Packers and the Lions under 44.5. Detroit's unders are 10-6 this year. Green Bay 9-7, and I mean, I think Rodgers is playing. I don't know how much he will, if he'll play the whole game. With the Packers having the 1 seed already locked up, but I just think that this is going to be kind of a boring game. Not a lot of points are scored, and you know the drill for my unders. I see it. I like it, so I'm taking the under there.
That means take it. That means we absolutely have to hammer the under in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Green Bay, Detroit, under 44.5. I think Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers are at least starting the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll
maybe
play
the first half and then sloppy second.
Sloppy seconds, baby. That's what we're rooting for. We love sloppy seconds on Maloney's money line. So my under is Jacksonville and Indianapolis. And again, I kind of did what you did here. I saw this game, and I just don't think Jacksonville is going to keep up with them. I don't think they're going to be able to score many points. I know Indy, I believe as of right now they are in, but they still they need to win this game. I think actually the crazy scenario is if Jacksonville beats Indianapolis, I think Pittsburgh gets in, and the Chargers and the Raiders could just have like a kneel off, like a tie. If they tie, they would both get in too, which I think both teams already came out and said they're not doing, but that would be just hilarious. It'd be like a 90-minute football game. So Jacksonville, Indiana, or God, I do this every time. Jacksonville, Indianapolis is my under. So unders are currently 11-5 in Jacksonville games. Indianapolis, they have, put up some points, but they are similar to Buffalo here. They overs or unders and overs are even 8-8 in Colts games so far this year. So that's my under. Jacksonville and Indianapolis under 44. Let's hope for no points in those two games. So we go on to our locks of the week. Ryan, you better lock it up.
All right, I'm going to lock it up with the Bengals +6 at the Browns. I just feel like there's a lot of points. And, I mean, again, I don't know how many starters the Bengals are starting this week. I think Joe Mixon's out with COVID. But the Browns have just looked really bad lately. And I'll gladly take these 6 points, especially with this road dog and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm. You're not concerned about Burrow being out?
No, I mean, whatever.
So of the past,
Baker sucks.
So this will make it 3 out of the last 4 weeks that the Cincinnati Bengals have been your lock of the week. Ryan Maloney may be taking off his Dolphins hat and putting on a
Bengals stripes.
Yeah, end of an era. So Bengals +6 at Cleveland is the pick. That total's super low in that game. I think it's like 38.5 or like 38 or something. We got a couple.
Well, yeah, I think Baker's out. Joe Burrow's out. Mixon's out.
We got who's their backup? Is it Brandon Allen?
The Bengals?
Yeah. Or is it
one second.
He came into the game last week to take the knee.
Yeah, Brandon Allen.
Brandon Allen versus Case Keenum. Here we go.
Josh Allen's little brother.
Is that true?
Older brother. No.
Well, I believe it. No, little brother. Let's start that.
Probably older.
Does he look great in shorts too? Oh shit. My lock of the week. I am riding with Ryan here. Saints -3.5 at Atlanta. What I talked about earlier. I mean, the Saints are still playing for a playoff spot. They need to win this game. They're a better team than the Falcons. It's a big rivalry. Ryan made me feel great about it when telling me the Falcons are 0-6 against the spread at home so far this year. If you look at their against the spread numbers on the year, not great for Atlanta. They are 6-9-1 against the spread, and New Orleans is an even 8-8. So we got a lot of those teams that it's really kind of just a toss up, picking them every time. Which I say that, but that is just gambling. It's a toss up. You never know what's going to happen. Except for this is my lock of the week, so it definitely is. So ignore everything I just said. Let's go Saints -3.5. We now move on to our general picks, our 3 general picks. They can be anything. Mine happen to all be NFL. I believe Ryan's are all NFL as well. So, Ryan, we go back to you, my friend.
All right, I'm going to go with the Ravens -3.5 versus the Steelers. Basically just took this because I feel like it's kind of a letdown spot after that tremendous Big Ben night against the Browns. I mean, they got the victory. I think Huntley might be starting for the Ravens.
So I love it even more.
Honestly, yeah, he's a phenomenal backup. So I'm going to take him. I'm riding with the Ravens this week.
We are riding with the Ravens because that's my next pick too. Riding with the Ravens and Tyler Huntley too. Let's go. Ravens -3.5 versus Pittsburgh. Love everything Ryan just said. It's absolutely a letdown spot after that game in Pittsburgh, which it was, he had like the most pass, like he had like 40 fucking pass attempts and like 130 yards. Like he's washed. He's not good. And the Ravens are going to kick the shit out of the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend. If you look at their against the spread numbers, because that's my favorite thing to do. Again, 8-8. Like half the league is 8-8 against the spread this year. Not half, but whoa, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams are 8-8 against the spread. Pittsburgh is 7-9 against the spread, so not a huge difference there, but letdown spot for Pittsburgh. I believe both of these teams are still technically alive, so they will be playing everybody. I just like Baltimore. I think they're a better team than Pittsburgh at this moment. So that is my pick. We go back to you, Mr. Maloney.
All right, I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions plus 3.5 versus the Packers. Talked about it earlier, but who knows how many quarters Green Bay starters will be playing this week. Green Bay is one of the best teams, actually tied with the Cowboys against the spread at 12-4, but Detroit is not far behind at 10-6. And, final week of the season, I'm just going to ride against the Packers. So go Lions.
Well, let's go. I'm all about it. I would love, and I think I forget who it was, but it was a defensive player, one of the starters. I think it might have been Okwara. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Came out this week and said that, most of the locker room, everybody's bought in. They want to play for Dan Campbell. They want to win championships. I know it's the last week of the season. They're a 2-win team. But, they're taking a step in the right direction, and you're right. I mean, we could see one quarter of Aaron Rodgers. We could see a half. Who knows? I just don't see them playing him the full game because it really doesn't matter. They've got home field. They've got the number 1 seed. They've got everything locked up. So my next pick will be the Washington football team -7 at the New York Giants. The Giants are starting Jake Fromm. In his last start, I think he had like 25 yards and he got benched for Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon is not available with like I'm not even trying to be funny, but I do think it's a neck injury or something like that. So they have Brian Lewerke, Michigan State legend, who's never taken an NFL snap, will be Jake Fromm's backup. The Giants have been, I think, the best team at hitting under. No, that's Denver, but they're right there. So unders are 10-5-1 in Giants games this year. And yeah, it's just that they suck. They don't cover the spread. They are 6-10 against the spread on the year. I know the football team isn't really playing for anything either, but this could be Taylor Heineke's last ride as the starting quarterback. We don't know what's going to happen with him. And the Giants just suck. They're a bad football team. We saw what the Bears did to them last week. That game was over in 3 minutes. So I don't know how this one is going to be much better. So I'm taking the football team -7 here. Sorry to my Giants people, but I have to. Let's get your last pick and let's do it.
All right, I'm going to go with the Cowboys -4 at Philadelphia. Another team with the Cowboys 12-4 against the spread. Philadelphia not bad, 8-7-1 against the spread. I really don't even know why I took this pick. I just kind of wanted to ride with the Cowboys one last time since they've been so good against the spread this year. So we'll see.
One last ride for the Cowboys. I think they're playing already too. But I know, well, both of these teams have already clinched the playoffs. So we'll be this could be an interesting, ugly one. But Cowboys -4 at Philly is Ryan's pick. My last pick of the day is going to be Cardinals -6.5 at Seattle. Wait, is it? I want to make sure I didn't fuck that up. Sorry, dead air. Nope, it's a home game. It's a home game. Excuse me. Let me edit this real quick. Versus Seattle. There we go. Just forget that. So Arizona still has something to play for. I believe they have clinched a playoff spot. I don't know if that division has been settled, though. Is it still down to them? Like, I think them and the Rams have the same record.
Yes.
So I think they're still playing for the division. They have more to play for. Seattle's having a bad year, and I just don't think they're a good football team. We saw.
So the Rams are 12-4. The Cardinals are 11-5. Which I'm kind of rooting for the Rams to win that division because I think that was one of my futures for the show.
Hold on, let's look. I think it was. Rams to win NFC West plus 200. Yeah. My Browns one already lost. I don't think Darren Waller is going to get over 1,050 yards, which that should be voided because he's been fucking hurt. And then Josh Allen to win MVP plus 800, which probably won't happen. You also had Bears over 7.5 wins.
Oh,
That's a loss. Damn, it feels like just yesterday we did those futures and we have,
I know season went by quick.
Very, very quick. So anyway, Cardinals minus 6.5. Who cares if it's for the division or not? I think they're the better team. I think they try to get some momentum going into the playoffs here because, you know, they gained some. They got their confidence back last week with that win over the Cowboys. Let's see if they can build on it here in week 18. So we need the Rams to beat the 49ers this week to absolutely hold the division so there's no ties. And Ryan, we have a plus 200 winner on one of our first futures. So we'll take, you know, 1 out of the 6. Ryan, you know what? We got a couple minutes here. Let's do something fun.
Okay.
Go on your respective sports betting app and let's make an NBA parlay for tonight.
Okay.
Let's
do it.
Do it. So it's 5:43 right now. We've got quite a few to pick from. Okay. All right, I got 2.
All right, what do you have so I don't pick the same?
It's chalky. It's 2 favorites, but I'm taking the Bulls minus 5.5 and Cavaliers minus 5.5. So Bulls at home minus 5.5 against the Wizards, and then the Cleveland Cavaliers minus 5.5 on the road against Portland. Portland's been terrible this year. Cleveland's actually sneaky, pretty good, really young team.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go. Oh man, this is pressure.
Yeah, put you on the spot here.
All right. So you said you're going Cleveland and the Bulls. I'm going to go with the Clippers plus 3.5 against the Grizzlies. Oh, wait. No. That's tomorrow.
I'm like, huh?
I'm going to go with the Atlanta Hawks plus 2.5 versus the Lakers.
Oh, I love this.
And I guess let's go with the Nuggets money line minus 310.
Okay, here we go. Live on the podcast. First time we've ever done that. A live Friday night NBA parlay. Look into our minds. I got it plus 780. Let me type it out here for you. So Nuggets money line, Hawks plus 2.5. The return of the Maloney's money line Friday night NBA parlay. Bulls. Plus 780. Get that up here. Nuggets money line, Hawks plus 2.5, Cavs minus 5.5, Bulls minus 5.5. We've got 3 favorites and 1 underdog. We've hit 1 before, right? No, that we hit 1 parlay, but it was a prop. I think. I mean, I can look that up. Of course, I have it right here. So the last time we did an NBA parlay, NBA Friday night parlay was week 13, and we missed it by 1 game, which was funny because I remember this. I posted the graphic on Instagram because we had the Knicks, the Hornets, the Nets, and the Suns, and the Hornets were playing the Kings, and this dude commented and was like, "Nah, the Kings are gonna win tonight" or something. And then we ended up, or not, I say we, but the Hornets ended up winning, and of course the Knicks ended up fucking it up later. And I meant to comment back to the dude, like, well, joke's on you, the Knicks actually lost. So, but I didn't, and I'm not that funny. So, the one
You
parlay
would have
that
showed him.
yeah, okay, so the one really would have showed him. The one parlay that did hit was Pittsburgh over 42.5, Clippers -2.5, Gaethje money line, and Diggs over 82.5. That was all the way back in week 9. So that was absolutely electric. So let's hope we get more of that magic tonight. I'm going to repeat it one more time for the people, and we're going to get the hell out of here. Nuggets money line, Hawks +2.5, Cavs -5.5, Bulls -5.5, plus 780. That is the Maloney's money line. Week 17, Friday night, NBA parlay. Speaking of the parlay, if you need somewhere to place that bet, I have the perfect place for you to go. It is BetUS Sportsbook. They have been in the sports betting industry for over 3 decades, paying their customers out real cash quickly and with integrity. They've got any type of bet you could want. Obviously, we've got the NFL, the playoffs coming. They've got NHL in full swing, NBA, the national championship game, college basketball. They've got a race book. They've got a casino. Any one of those, any bet type, live bets, futures, props, all of that good stuff. Go to betus.com. Enter the promo code TheBrewParty for a 125% sign-up bonus with your first deposit. So 125% sign-up bonus with your first deposit. Promo code TheBrewParty. That's BetUS Sportsbook, betus.com. Promo code TheBrewParty. Go bet, go win some money. Take some of our picks, fade some of our picks, whichever one you feel comfortable with. But definitely want to take this Friday night parlay that we just came up with live on air, straight from the beautiful minds of Andy Hopper and Ryan Maloney. Speaking of Andy Hopper and Ryan Maloney, that's us, and we're getting out of here. Episode 94 of The Brew Party is here. Please, please, please subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't done so already. YouTube.com/The Brew Party. We also, we're on Twitter. Twitter.com/The Brew Party. We're on Instagram, Instagram.com/The Brew Party, or go to Facebook.com/The Brew Party Podcast. If all of that's too much, www.thebrewparty.com has links to all of our episodes, ways to listen or watch. It's got links to all of our social media. It's got links to support the show, like buymeacoffee.com/The Brew Party. You can donate $5. I will shotgun a beer for you live on air. Fuck it. We'll do it live, Ryan.
Do it.
We'll do it. Thank you for filling in that airtime there. So, episode 94 of The Brew Party is here. Find us wherever you get your podcasts as well. Thanks again to Ryan Maloney for being here. As always, hopefully we do a little bit better than last week, get some of that Christmas magic we had back. So, yeah. Weird week 18. We have a college basketball pick, 2 picks for the college football national championship game. Awesome week of sports coming up. Make sure to get that parlay in before all these games start. I think the first one starts at 7 p.m. Central Time. That is on Friday night. So if you're listening to this after that, you snooze, you lose, baby. Tune into the live streams, Maloney's Money Line. I do start my new job on Monday. So once that starts and I figure out what exactly my hours are, we will have a specific set time on Fridays. So we will be a little bit more consistent, but just know it'll probably be Fridays. Unless that doesn't work. Maybe we'll move it to Thursdays. I don't know. We haven't figured it out yet. Stop pressuring me about it. Look out for a new interview episode of The Brew Party coming out on Tuesday. That'll be episode 95. No idea what I want to talk about yet. Scooby making an appearance. Absolutely love that. Hopefully it is, leaning towards something Bears, but that would mean they would either have to do something good and fire Matt Nagy, which I don't know is going to happen. So we'll do whatever the biggest story of the weekend is. We will figure it out. Maybe it's not the biggest, but something I want to talk about because it's my show. Anyway, this is enough of me just rambling. Thank you to everybody that tuned in live. on our Twitter, on our Facebook, or on YouTube. And thank you to anybody that's listening or tuning into the replay. However you're consuming the content, just know I greatly appreciate it. All right, Brew Party Podcast, episode 94. Maloney's Moneyline week. I was about to say 97. Week 17 is here. Take it easy.